happened. I don't know if it was a lot that
You
happened.
have a lot.
I think I got
You
more
got
stuff
a lot
like
of thumbnails.
I think I got more like stuff that like following up on things and stuff like that. But you had a new one, the new one with Samuel Jackson.
Some of the stuff we repeat.
I didn't know about the Samuel Jackson and his wife.
Right, and
That's
some of the
new
stuff
for
we
me.
repeat because the view will get it later.
Right.
We've talked about it already because it's major news, and then I'll hear the views point on it.
Right.
So,
right.
which could be similar to what we've all been saying.
Yeah, because we already was talking about. I like talking about stuff first, and then going and listening to them, and then they'll say something to get their viewpoint. Like what they was thinking about it, different than what we was saying. So
yeah, I try to listen to see if there's other viewpoints other than what we're thinking. But yeah, they talked about everybody's been talking about his interview with Trevor Noah. So I remember one of the things that I said is that he probably needs to come on different people's shows or show himself.
He has to,
because he has a movie coming out.
And you notice he waited to the week of because he didn't want people to be like, yeah, he was on like 2 weeks ago talking about that or something. They want him to come on now and talk about stuff.
So his comments, you can
Will Smith.
You can show his comments on Trevor Noah's show from when you hear Whoopi introducing him.
Okay. The little bit I heard, it still sounds like he's still halty a little bit in my opinion. But I don't know. We'll see. What do y'all? Yeah, we'll see what y'all think.
Smith is getting ready to return to the big screen in the new movie Emancipation. And last night he sat down with Trevor Noah to give some context to where his head was at on the night of that infamous slap. Take a look.
At the end of the day, I lost it, you know. And I guess what I would say, you just never know what somebody's going through. I took my hard and made it hard for other people, you know? Right. And it's like, I understood the idea where they say hurt people hurt people. Yeah. It was a lot of things. It was the little boy that watched his father beat up his mother. You know, it's you know, all of that just bubbled up. Yeah. In that moment. You know, that's not who I want to be.
He also said he hopes his band.
See, I don't know.
Joy laughed. Joy has to tell a joke. She said, "It's not like he's done something so horrible like having Thanksgiving dinner with Trump."
That's true. That's
hard.
True. But again, it's still that's what I'm saying. That's why it seems like it was over the top. That response he said, "Dude, it's very simple. Nothing about you, Trump, your father beating up your mom. Did you watch it?
Say that in the book.
Nothing.
Say that in the book.
Nothing about you wanting to push your father down the stairs and all of the anger issues and Jada, all that. The bottom line is you felt entitled. You felt like Will Smith was entitled to go up on the stage and you saw a little skinny black man.
No matter what you're going
you
through.
wouldn't have done that if it was Mike Epps or even Chris Tucker. I don't think he would have slapped Chris Tucker. You darn sure
Chris probably would have ran.
You darn sure wouldn't have went up there if it was like Steve Harvey or somebody. So stop with your mom, your little boy, and all of this. Come on, Will.
She said, "This is grand. This is fun." She said he is actually because he was considered. She said he mentioned that the level of apology, which she would have liked sooner.
Right.
This level of it. He's a victim of his own success. He was considered the nice guy. Sonny chimed in. Well, he played Bad Boys, but Alyssa said
even in Bad Boys, he
Fresh
wasn't.
Prince.
Yeah.
People knew Fresh Prince. They kind of know him as the nice guy. So that it was like a thing that you know. But she said for her, it could have been sooner. Sarah said, some people may have some problems with him as far as watching the movie. She said it's unfortunate. She said Kevin Spacey. She used him as an example. She loves Kevin Spacey. But since the recent allegations, he's tried to say he's staying clear from it. She can't see him the same in the movie.
The difference with Kevin Spacey is Kevin Spacey was an a-hole.
Yeah.
Even before all of that stuff had happened.
Yeah, whereas Will Smith was considered a nice guy. Now, Sonny made a good point. She said it's unfortunate. She said the movie has a very good message, and you need to watch. People need to watch it because you always hear. You even told me to be careful of the comments about there were some good slave owners and there were some bad ones. Okay, granted. There were probably some slave owners that did not beat their slaves like this emancipation. This man, people are looking at it in those two, only the extreme there. Right. But even then, still in the slave position, he wanted to show that in the movie and in the emancipation and how they were treated. And she says it's unfortunate that his incident, directors, producers, and other actors, they suffered for. Whatever. We don't want them to suffer. Right. In the movie, making the movie, being in the movie because of his little slap. Right. You know, really.
But I think the thing is that's why Chris Rock didn't accept the apology. Mm-hmm. It's still not real. And even listening to him on Trevor Noah, it's still not real. Just leave it alone,
until we see them.
It's not real. Just leave it alone.
Until we see them together.
Even then, it's
no. I'm thinking. Me personally, this is my feeling, my opinion. Yeah. If I see them, like if a camera catches them, and they're walking and they just like really talking and like,
right, you probably won't
embracing. Yeah. People go, I guess they made up.
No, because Chris don't like him. And here's the thing with Will. I like Will as an actor. I like Will, as far as, do whatever he needs to do. Mm-hmm. But it's just, get over it. It's over. It was a slap. It was wrong. Just, that's it. Just all this extra stuff that he throwing in and everybody throwing in. Mm-hmm. It's just, I slapped the guy. I was wrong. I went up there. I felt entitled. That's it. You don't need to hear about your background and all of that stuff. And the question
we asked this yesterday, can audiences move past Will Smith's
No, they're not. They're not.
When this movie comes out.
I don't care, but people are not.
You know what? It doesn't matter. Joy brought up, they were talking even more so about separating the art from the artist, and it's hard.
Whose grandfather?
I think it's one of in her family.
Oh, okay.
Somebody's grandfather. Mm-hmm. She mentioned the grandfather bought some shoes.
What Yeezys?
And she said Yeezys. And she said he made some really bad comments about Jews and blah, blah, blah.
He don't care.
He's the senior guy said, I don't really like the comments.
But those shoes are comfortable.
But I like my shoes.
Right. So it doesn't matter. So, yeah. And they keep saying those Yeezy sliders are real comfortable.
He said, people don't want to get rid of them. He made some bad comments about Jews, but I like my shoes.
All right.
So
Emerald says, hi ladies. Emerald says that didn't sound sincere to me. Yeah, me either. That's why I was like, get over it. And Baby Lund said, peace and power to the panel. Hey. And Wonika, I hope I'm saying your name right. Wayonika says, judge not and be not judged, says the Lord. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
We ended the whole thing with he who was outstanding cast the first stone.
Just get over it. So everybody will get over it, but I think that he has to talk about it because he has a movie coming out.
I think
he has to talk about it.
The main thing is we can't revisit how we feel about it and how we felt his apology was not whatever. The question is, will this put damage on the movie?
Yes, it will.
That he's putting out.
Yes.
That's the question.
Yes. And it's the movie. Remember we talked about this yesterday. Mm-hmm. It's a slave movie. So you already got an uphill battle because you want people to go see a slave movie. And when you have movies like that, it's built on the back of the person that's in the movie. You see what I'm saying? So if it was Denzel Washington, people may not want to go see a slave movie, but they'll go see it because it's Denzel Washington. Mm. So the problem he has with this movie is it's built on him.
Now, will it be?
And nobody's going to want to go see it because of him.
Alyssa said she's going to see it. If it's a bunch of Alyssas, he may have a still large white crowd.
Right, we'll see.
We never know.
We'll see. Yeah. But with black people, we barely want to go see these movies.
I know.
And the only reason why we go see a lot of black people, a lot of reasons why we go see a lot of these movies is because of the people that's in it. Like The Woman King, we saw that because of Viola Davis.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
All right. So, for all the real chicks says one bad apple spoiled the bunch for me. I'm done. See, that's what I'm saying. It's built on him, and people kind of tired of Will Smith. That's why it would have been nice if he would have said on the Trevor show. To me personally, I think he would have got more points if he would have just been like, I was an a-hole.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Just say that. Quit saying all this other stuff about you that you grew up and all this other stuff and want to be the protector. Mm-hmm. Again, he has to come off as being a good guy. It's this thing in him,
even as
that he has to be the good guy, and it's fine.
Still in it.
Yeah, quit being a victim. Just be. I was an a-hole. I felt entitled.
Man, that was
I was wrong.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, next time Chris see me, I don't blame him if he punched me in my face.
I know.
If he would have said that, he would be like, all right. But it's that whole thing of him still having to be the protector.
Yeah.
And I still like Will Smith.
And holding a lot in, how your dad treated your mom.
It doesn't, I don't dislike Will Smith, but it's a thing about him. And I'm starting to see Jada point now, because as much as everybody makes Jada the villain, Jada kind of backed up against the corner. Because when you have a husband that everybody likes and thinks there's nothing he can do wrong, you look like the villain every time you say. It's like having a kid that the parent favors, and you could do one thing wrong as the kid that never does anything wrong, and the parents will come down hard on you. But the one that's always bad takes the garbage out one day, and all of a sudden he's Saint Peter. Because he took the garbage out. So you never, wait a minute. That's that kid. Look, we start getting, we start making it personal. Right.
Wait a minute.
You're him. You're that kid I'm talking about.
I was thinking that.
You was thinking of you.
When you were talking about it, I was thinking, isn't that me?
Yes, it's you. We be talking about personal stuff. It's you. You're the perfect kid. I'm the one that gets in trouble all the time. I'm the one that runs my mouth.
Yes.
I'm the one that everybody
always in the hallways at school.
Always. And Lenora was always the nice, sweet kid. So if she does anything wrong, nobody cares. Because she doesn't do anything wrong.
Gosh, okay.
So that's
you gotta tell the story with Grandma.
You're Will.
You gotta tell.
You're Will Smith.
You gotta tell. I know I'm Will Smith now because my family is like, Lenora, you've never been like that.
Yes.
You've never said stuff
and
like
when
that.
You do,
you got smart with
and
me.
when you do something, you make excuses. You will say, well, that
I was having a bad day.
Or that person did this, or that person did. Yes, you're Will Smith.
You gotta give the story. About when Grandma was telling. My sister would always mess with me. She would always hit on me. I didn't hit her back. I didn't want to hurt her, and plus, I didn't like to fight. So she would always I would get, my Grandma, get her off of me. She's always hitting me. Look, Kim, come here. Lenora, hit her back. And I would tap her like soft. Hit her hard, Lenora. Hit her hard. And I hit her hard, and Kim started crying.
And it wasn't that you hit me hard.
It was
I was embarrassed.
Grandma hurt her feelings.
Because she told you to hit me.
Yes.
That's why I'm like, why are you turning against me?
She wanted me to hit you back because you keep hitting on me and I never hit you back.
That's it.
That's funny.
You're Will Smith. And Chris Rock kept making jokes about him, his wife, and other things. And he didn't like Chris Rock. You see what I'm saying? And that night, that was it. I'm up for an I fed up with this is my night.
Knocking you out.
And you're up there making jokes about my bald head wife.
I know.
And I'm sick of it. So at first he was laughing. If y'all noticed that.
He sure was.
He was laughing.
I don't know where that came from.
And then he looked over, and that was a fake laugh. See, he does fakes. That's you. It's a fake laugh. Just to make people be like, oh, I'm in on the joke. And then he looked over at Jada, and he thought she wasn't laughing.
Yes.
So that's it.
Let me be the protector.
The protector.
Yeah.
So
let's see how his movie goes.
This
is a good segue into the next one of the things.
Well, let's see what people say.
Oh, okay.
Emerald says, I agree with you on that, Kim. Baby Lon says, did you ever notice Willow wants to be a man, Will wants to be a woman?
The kids have issues.
That whole family got a whole lot going on.
Yeah.
But I love Jaden.
But they left the
I know Jaden got a lot going on, but I do love him.
Freedom for their kids to be raised.
Baby Lon says Jaden wants to be a woman. Will.
We're like the Smith family.
Yeah. So
they
we're
got
fine.
issues like any other family.
It's just it's that entitlement.
Yeah.
It's that entitlement.
Now, speaking of entitlement.
Is this you moving on to this
yes.
one? Okay.
This is funny.
I have a story about him and his wife.
I got to learn more about his wife, LaTanya.
Okay. She don't play.
She's energy. She's a ball of energy. And he's right when he said
She ghetto.
He don't cheat on it.
He said she ghetto.
I ain't gonna think about cheating on my wife.
Yeah, he was on Howard Stern show.
She would shut him down.
He was on Howard Stern show because you know how I like Howard Stern, so everybody can judge me there.
Howard, you guys.
It's different on radio than off radio.
Okay,
very reserved, very don't cheat on his wife and all of that. Mm-hmm. So when he was on radio, Samuel Jackson came on there and he said, you ever mess around or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Like he gonna admit it?
And Samuel Jackson said he used to in the beginning when they first got married. And he said, but then his wife, he said, my wife is ghetto. Ooh. And when my wife tell you she gonna beat you up, she gonna beat the woman up and she gonna beat you up. Okay, and he said, I'm scared of my wife. He said, so I don't not cheat because I'm so in love and all this. He said, I don't cheat because I'm scared of my wife.
I'm thinking that's probably how Sonny.
He said, my wife would kill me.
That's how her husband probably thinks.
Yeah.
Manny,
so what happened on here?
Because Sonny is a vengeful person.
Sonny would kill her husband.
She would kill Manny.
So what happened on here?
But I got to know about because she's directing a play.
Okay.
She's actually directing a August Wilson play.
Okay.
The Piano Lesson. She's the first woman to direct an August Wilson play.
On Broadway.
On Broadway. Mm-hmm. I would love to go to Broadway to see that play too. They gave tickets to everybody in the audience. I guess it's starting now.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It may have the dates on here, you guys. But because if they're giving tickets to the audience today,
then it's out
maybe it's out now.
Okay.
But I got to know a little bit about her personality. I didn't know the two of them were in a movie together called Freedom Land.
Okay.
And they asked her,
Samuel Jackson been in so many,
would never be in another movie with him.
Oh.
She said, I didn't actually say that, but she said I better think about being in a movie again with this man.
Why?
Now, I wrote down some of the things.
Then you want some water?
I'm drinking the eggnog. I'm still drinking holiday eggnog.
Go ahead.
It's not spiked, if you guys are wondering.
Go ahead.
One of the things I learned about her, before he got in the movie Jungle Fever,
one of his million movies.
Yes,
he's been in so many movies. I don't even know.
I didn't know he was in rehab. He's
been in every movie.
Let me finish the main thing about it. His wife put him in rehab. He has some issues with drugs.
Wow.
And she put him in rehab.
I told you she gangster.
When he got out of rehab, he did Jungle Fever, and the rehab people didn't want him doing that movie because he was around different drug paraphernalia and stuff. Because remember Jungle Fever?
Yeah.
So that he pretty much said, I can do it. I'm okay. And he did okay.
Okay.
I didn't know Whoopi was responsible for giving him an opportunity to be nominated as a supporting actor. Because she is named forward to say, look at this man. Look at what he's done or whatever. And
people forget that because she on The View, they forget Whoopi Goldberg is a legend.
He congratulated her for that. But she said she's directing this movie.
Mm-hmm. His wife.
And
this play?
A play. I'm sorry, I keep saying movie. The play. And she had a suggestion for, there's a way he's going to go out the door that maybe he should stop and turn around before he goes out. And the person that wrote the story said, that's a good idea. Why don't you tell him? Okay. And she's like, because he
wrote the stage play.
He got a big head. And we noticed by his response how he is no different than Will Smith.
So he didn't want to.
No, she approached him and she said she knew that producer person put her in that situation just to see how she was going to respond, because she knew how Samuel Jackson's responses probably have been in the past.
Right.
Well, he made some kind of comment about, what's your number on the casting list or something. And she said number 9. He said, mine is number 1.
He did that in public?
No, with her, talking to her.
No, he said that to her in public?
I don't know when you mean she said it in public.
Go ahead.
They revealed it on The View.
Go ahead, keep
that
going.
That was a discussion they had.
Okay.
And he walked away. So he didn't listen to her, in other words. And she said, I know to stay in my lane. Because when she was in the movie show with him, he had this big old giant trailer, and she had a little tiny trailer. So she was pretty much saying all of this to say as he got a big head.
Yeah, he does.
And he's arrogant.
Yeah, he is.
But she don't even try to boss him around. But then she had to let him know, I'm directing this play, and the director don't have a number because the director precedes all the numbers that any of you cast members have. Right. So you say you number one, I'm no number, because I'm the director. Okay. So she stays in her lane, but yeah, you can kind of tell she deals with his big head, and she's the right woman to do it.
And I think also too, because that was a work environment.
Yeah.
That's why I said, where did he say that? Like, if he said it while they were there,
I don't know where he said it, but the other person for him over her to say, go tell him.
Yeah. So I think they was in the work environment. So she probably had on her work hat for her to listen. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think he would have did all of that if they was alone. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, trying to flex. Because she probably would say, you know what? At home,
I run this joint.
Right. But you're right, because nobody's going to see that play because of her. Right. They going to see it because of Samuel L. Jackson.
And if he didn't want to take the suggestion to turn away,
and they've gotten rid of directors because the actors don't like them. So it depends on. He's right on that.
He says we're in a different day now, because Whoopi was shaking her head back in the day. Directors were you had to listen
Cecil B. DeMille, and that they were
demanding. They were like they put the mark down.
Steven Spielberg.
But she said this. He said this day and age,
you could get another director.
You give some suggestions. They may listen to you. You may listen to them. Hey man, what if I go in this way? Yeah, that's a good idea, Samuel. Go ahead, be free.
And a lot of people don't know this, because this is my area. If people don't know, I was a theater major. Mm-hmm. And I switched it to. I changed 3 times when I was in college. I was I was theater, and then I was film, and then I ended with television. Okay. But a lot of people don't realize when the play starts, the director really doesn't. It's over for you. You've already directed the play up until that point, and then at that point the stage manager runs the play. Oh, okay. So they're probably at the point to where
the very beginning or something?
She was given critiques and instruction, and it was probably already staged the whole play.
I don't know.
So he probably was like, I've already made my choices. Where you come, Johnny come lately, telling me what to do now?
Because the person she was talking to said that's a good suggestion. Because she said that scene alone would be more powerful if you walking out the door and you stop and look back.
Did he say he listened to her at the end, or he didn't? Oh, you don't know.
They didn't go any further with that.
It'd be nice to know what choice
he
went with.
And he didn't even have to say what number are you on the casting thing. And she said 9. You said I'm number 1.
Yeah, I could see Samuel Jackson being an a-hole. I can see him being an a-hole though.
But she's the right wife for him.
Right. So, but just like Will Smith, unlike Will Smith, I don't think Samuel Jackson would have felt entitled to walk on stage and slap somebody.
Gosh, no.
You see what I'm talking about? Yeah. And if he did, he wouldn't have turned around and walked away. He would have went up there to fight. I think, not just slap you and turn around and come back.
It's so funny you come back to that moment. It's so sad because I think everybody's mouth dropped because no one does that.
We all thought it was a joke.
No one does that.
No one thought it was a joke. Because nobody does that.
Oh my
goodness. That was it.
Okay.
All right.
So that was it for them.
Well, that's nice.
So this is a play. Let's go see the piano lessons if you're in the New York area.
I would like to see that if we go to New York.
Okay.
It's a lot of plays I wanted to see, but that'd be one of my. But I've seen the piano lesson, but I haven't seen it with Samuel Jackson. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
All right. Odell Beckham. Do you know who Odell Beckham is?
I know
he's a football player, right? NFL star Odell Beckham Jr. removed from Miami flight after refusing to comply with the safety protocol, police say. NFL free agent wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. was removed from a Los Angeles-bound American Airlines flight Sunday morning at Miami International Airport after refusing to comply with the safety protocol, according to a statement from the Miami-Dade Police Department. Officers were notified of a medical emergency on an American Airlines flight around 9:30 a.m. Sunday. The flight crew grew concerned for a passenger, identified by police as Beckham, as they tried to wake him to fasten his seatbelt, according to a statement from Miami police. He appeared to be coming in and out of consciousness prior to their departure, the police statement read. Fearing that Mr. Beckham was seriously ill and that his condition would worsen through the expected 5-hour flight, the attendants called for police and fire rescue. When officers arrived, they asked Beckham to exit the aircraft several times, and he refused, according to the statement. The aircraft was deplaned, at which point officers asked Beckham to exit the plane, and he did so without incident. The statement read, American Airlines Flight 1228 with service from Miami to Los Angeles returned to the gate before takeoff due to a customer failing to follow crew member instructions and refusing to fasten their seatbelt. The customer was removed. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Daniel Dalivler, whatever his name is, Beckham's attorney, released a statement saying his client boarded the flight that morning without any problems. The flight had been delayed and Beckham fell asleep with his blanket over his head. Okay. A normal practice of his during long flights. He was awakened and told that the plane was back at the gate and that he needed to get off the plane because he did not put his seatbelt on when asked. Adding that Beckham was told it was too late to fasten your belt and he'd either need to get off the plane or everyone would have to be deplaned. Okay. Then they said the overzealous flight attendant refused to simply allow Mr. Beckham to fasten his seatbelt and proceed with the flight, and instead immediately removed everyone from the plane. Okay. At no time was Mr. Beckham disruptive or combative. All right, let's go ahead and break this down. First of all lies. All lies on both sides. Okay. The police report and his attorney. Okay. There's two sides to the story, and everybody knows the truth is somewhere in the middle.
What happened?
This is what I think happened from listening to both sides of the story. Okay. He got on the plane, and it took them a long time to take off.
Yes.
So while they was waiting, because I know as somebody who's thick, I don't know how thick Beckham is. He's a football player. I don't even think he's my size. Okay. He's smaller than me, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. But he probably didn't want to sit there with a seatbelt on. Okay. So he put the blanket over his head and felt like, while they get all this together, I'll take a nap. I'm tired. Okay. For goodness sake. Okay. The lady or man came by, the flight attendant. And as they do, they probably touched him. And he shook him off. And they said, excuse me, sir, please put your seatbelt on. And he was like shaking them off. Because when you're asleep, you don't like nobody to wake you up. And he probably said, are y'all ready to take off? If not, leave me alone. Or something along those lines that pissed that person off. Okay. And then that person said, you know what? I've had about enough of you guys. We're coming in here, you celebrities, thinking you're running everything. Now, you think because you're a celebrity, you're going to shake me off and think you don't have to put your seatbelt on. Okay. You should fly private if you don't want to listen to what we want to tell you. On this plane, I'm the boss, buddy, not you. The news. So what happened was that person probably got upset, went and told the captain or somebody bigger than them. They came back and said, excuse me, Mr. Beckham, you have to put your seatbelt on. And he probably was like, no. Or I'll do it later, or something along those lines.
They about to get ready to go, though.
And that's when they said, I agree with the police report that he was not listening to anybody. Oh. Not that he was acting up or acting crazy or going off or nothing. He just didn't want to listen. He probably thought he was better than everybody on the plane. Ooh, okay. And so they said, you got to get out of here. Okay. Then he changed his mind. When they told him they was going to go back to the thing, all right, I'll put it on. And they said, nope, it's too late. Too late. We had to call the captain out here. We had to call everybody out here. You should have listened to this woman or this man when they told you 18 or 20 minutes ago. Now, everybody on the plane got to get off because of you.
Now, let me ask you this.
If you're going to be like this and have a hard time waking up and all this other stuff, I don't want to fly 5 hours with you.
Let me ask you this. You know Beckham pretty well.
He is like that.
I was going to say, has he ever been trouble before? Okay.
Yes. That's why I believe it.
Okay.
So then they got back and told everybody to get off the plane, and it derailed the whole thing.
So he has a history of being defiant.
He don't listen. Ooh. He don't listen. He got to be Mr. Superstar all the time. So
I guess on both...
He's not a bad person. That's why I'm saying that he wasn't disruptive.
Okay.
But Odell Beckham, and y'all know Odell Beckham, he won't listen.
Why?
If he don't want to listen to you, he's not going to listen.
But why is he like that?
That's his personality.
But that's not going to get you far.
Well, he saw it got him off the plane.
What is wrong with people?
But his attorney is a liar.
Don't tell me what to do. Does he have a problem with discipline?
Don't tell me what to do.
Did he not have a father?
I don't know.
To discipline him.
But the bottom line is that attorney there's no way that they came and asked him to put his seatbelt on, and then he was asleep, and then they just turned the plane around and just said get off. That doesn't even make sense.
Knowing how he is. They asked him to do something and he didn't do it.
He probably shook him off like you nobody, and that's probably what happened.
Okay,
that's what I think happened.
Okay,
so that whole thing made the news.
Thank you. I'm thinking who's being petty here.
So then they asked Jerry Jones, isn't that the Dallas Cowboy owner, Jones?
Okay.
What is he going to do anything? And he's like, no, I don't care. This is so petty.
So petty.
But you see how we talked about this a few days ago about how they hold black men to a different standard. Why are you asking him if he's going to do anything in the football thing about this?
It's not
nobody was. See how I'm saying they hold him to a different standard.
Right.
It gets on my nerves.
Why you need to go to his boss?
Yeah,
now? That's a plain situation. That was a very
and it was handled.
It was whatever the word was, where it's just in that incident there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nothing to do with his plan.
They go too far. Yeah. They go too far. Yeah. All right, so DDG, real quick. Had Haley.
Okay.
She was there and all that. She in the family now. That's it. She doing TikTok videos with them.
Her and her cat.
She's doing the cat is there. They showing them driving in the car. The cat sitting in the middle of them. No. It's over. He goes on vacation with them. Whenever DDG and Haley go,
her cat is like a dog.
Her cat is worse than a dog.
Like a dog.
Yeah. Oh, he's beautiful though. But he's on vacation with people. He has this extra voice that he does that sounds real deep, and it sounds like Barry White.
Oh, he goes.
Hear him talk is fake, and that his real voice is the Barry White voice.
Okay.
Now, anybody who's been watching DDG for years, like I've been watching him ever since he was young.
He's never talked like that.
When he was in college.
Oh, really?
And his voice is the voice we hear. It's not the Barry White voice.
His fake voice is the deep one.
The fake voice is the Barry White voice. So he's going viral. Got all these people thinking his voice is this deep Barry White voice, and it's not. It's his voice is the real voice that we hear.
Can you want me to come over?
But I love how I mentioned DDG because DDG kept trying to move away from being a YouTuber to saying he's a rapper. He wanted to say, I'm a rapper. I'm not a YouTuber. I want to be a rapper.
He may have to stay in the lane of the YouTuber.
But then he started to understand the real money is into YouTube.
Yeah.
A lot of these rappers don't have no money.
No.
They flexing and being and
they would do that to reality stars.
It's same thing.
How dare you, Nene? What's that last name?
Nene Leakes.
Nene Leakes.
Or
come from reality TV.
Or actors or comedians. So what I found very interesting, and then I'll move on, is DDG was on Instagram, because I followed all of them, his whole family. And he was talking about how he wants to make it cool to be shoes cool. He gonna make, because Kanye those are some ugly shoes. I don't care what y'all say. And his clothes,
pair of them that I like.
His clothes look like slave clothes.
Man,
but if Kanye can make stuff like that cool, he's saying I can make
Some people make potato sacks look
exactly.
Good. Just put a name on it.
Well, Lucille Ball. Remember on the movie?
She
on
sure
the show,
did on that movie.
She took a potato sack and turned it into a dress.
She came out like she was a model, like
and
a
then
runway
she
model.
did on that other movie where she took the drapes down.
What's her name though?
Oh no, that was what's her name. You're right.
Carol
Burnett. But anyway, he was on his Instagram and he said he wants to make it cool. What I found very interesting is guess who liked his Jamie Foxx.
Wow.
Jamie Foxx liked that post, and I thought that was interesting.
Actor coming to
because people don't
comedian.
take Jamie Foxx serious. as a singer.
Right.
So I think he likes that he posted that and said, why can't people do both and be taken serious?
Party all the time.
And when they dab in it, they don't take them serious. They just like, oh, that's just one hit wonder.
Yeah.
That's not, he really.
But Jamie Foxx can sing.
And DDG can rap.
Oh.
So he said, I'm going to be one of the people that's going to make it cool that you can move between these different genres and people take you serious. But you know what
the little bit of difference that because I'm old school, so I'm seeing this a little different. DDG, I'm still learning YouTubers in their whole world.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx to me was really cut and dry.
Yeah.
Actor.
Yeah.
TV, movie.
Okay.
Comedian.
Right.
Singer.
But they don't take them serious.
But not even so much that, because I didn't have the problem not taking him serious because he was in those other different areas.
Right.
YouTubers, I don't know. Because you as a rapper, I may just know you, DDG, as a rapper.
Yeah.
What's the YouTuber? You know what I'm saying?
The only difference is that YouTube, people see you all the time.
Talking more.
And if you're on every day like us, people feel like they start to get to know you.
Oh, so like if we become really, really, really big, and then I start singing.
You mean big?
No, not physically big. Big as popularity.
Then
I know y'all cracking.
People may not see me as an actress or something. Oh. I don't know. I'm just saying it's good to be able to move.
Well, no, you would be different because you're doing your comedy even on YouTube.
But he raps on YouTube.
But me going to sing.
Yeah.
If I'm a singer and y'all hear me with I'm releasing my solo
album,
they
may not take it serious.
They like Lenore from What's Report.
Yeah,
she's singing too.
So I like how he's saying he's making it where people can move between the two.
Okay.
So I like that.
Okay.
So I brought that up.
All right.
Speaking of doing stuff that's different, Megan Thee Stallion becomes the first Black woman to cover Forbes. 30 under 30.
I'm telling you, she is moving ahead. That's why I hope this case that she has with the dude that did
it started today.
That needs to be done with.
It started today.
Because she's getting more elevated now. People are knowing her now. She's in commercials.
And she got a team behind her. So as long as you got a team,
Cover Girl commercials,
she did everything.
She's doing everything.
And she got a team behind her. If you got a team behind you, then they're going to push you ahead.
So get down, girl.
So it's really hard to be the first something in 2022. So she always say Megan Thee Stallion said in response to the news.
Okay.
Megan Thee Stallion has officially made history as the first Black woman to cover Forbes 30 under 30 issue. Okay. It's really hard to be the first something in 2022. So, Megan Thee Stallion said in response to the news. I want to be bigger than just my music. See, we were just talking about that. I want people to know Megan as everything that she ever wanted to be.
Okay.
Megan the artist. I feel like I've always liked to dibble and dab in a lot of different things.
Okay.
And I feel like I got that from my mom and my dad. You know, her mom passed away.
Okay.
She added, I could be Megan Thee Stallion. I could be creative. I could be Megan the student. I'm a get my degree. She got it. She did get her degree.
Is that her boyfriend?
That's her boyfriend.
Okay. They saying that they're engaged?
Megan Thee Stallion denies being engaged. Oh. See, people always do that.
Okay.
So we were just talking about that. People putting you in a box and saying you can only be one thing. And she's saying, no, I'm creative. So I think that celebrity is moving in a different direction now.
I know rap artists are, because they're not only acting, they're doing cooking shows.
Celebrities are too. If you look on TikTok, you see actors doing TikTok.
Yes.
And they like it because it shows another dimension of who they are. And people changing now.
And they're going into politics. Let people do what they need to do and to keep it moving. There are actors that are going into politics in their local community. We're not talking about
okay.
Not as high as Combe-Over. He was commander-in-chief. Let's just keep it real.
But locally, I agree.
They're doing things in their community. They're making things happen. They had, what's her name that was on The Boss? What's her name? She was a child star on Me and the Boss or something. Whatever. She's an advocate for kids that's starving. So there, a lot of them are doing more than just the lane that
it's different.
They were introduced.
Yeah, it's different. Back in the day, you didn't have that much access to celebrities. And I remember when Twitter first came. I remember when Twitter started, and I had a Twitter account. And Ashton Kutcher, I remember Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore really got Twitter famous.
Who's the boss? That was it. Who's the boss?
Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore really started Twitter, in my opinion. They made it famous.
Okay.
And I remember opening up a Twitter account, and I remember being friends or following celebrities. Uh-huh. And I remember saying something, and they first started saying something back. And I was like, oh my goodness.
He said something back.
Any celebrity that you started following back in the early days of Twitter, you would get something back from them, and it'd be them. Mm-hmm. So it made them more accessible.
Okay.
Which is good and bad. But it's good and bad. Because when they say stupid stuff, that comes out fast.
Touch them, try to hurt them, touch
yes. Emerald says, are you talking about Alyssa Milano?
Yes.
On Who's the Boss? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yep.
All right, so I just thought that would be nice to throw that out, Megan. Her trial starts today with Tory.
With that, we're gonna see where that go. Because social media,
now all the truth is gonna come out. Well, we don't know all the truth. It's either gonna hurt her or it's gonna hurt him. The truth is gonna come out.
He's been on camera doing some crazy,
right? But we know if he. We don't know.
Okay,
so we'll know. It's all coming out. It took how long? Forever for this stupid trial to come to place. Okay. So now we'll see.
All right.
It's either gonna make or break one of them. All right, Nene. Nene Leakes. Just quickly, I'll say this: Nene Leakes celebrates her son's return home after 2-month hospitalization for stroke and heart failure. Remember we talked about that?
Yes.
So he's back.
Not only a stroke, but he had heart failure.
I know. A heart attack and a stroke.
I'm glad he's doing better. Whew.
So he's
back. Lost her husband. She didn't want to lose her son.
Nene Leakes has had a weekend full of celebration. Mm-hmm. The 54-year-old television personality was recently spotted looking absolutely stunning at the wedding of Portia Williams. If y'all seen those pictures of Portia Williams' wedding.
What's wrong? Why you didn't talk about that? Because I forgot she was getting married.
And a couple of days before welcoming her son, Brent, home from 2-month hospitalization. Brent Leakes, let me do if I can do Portia Williams. If y'all can look at these wedding, Portia look like is it because is he African? I think it's because he's African.
Oh, really?
Yeah, these pictures is ridiculous. Let me see if they see. Look at this.
Oh, my.
Look at that.
Where's he from?
He got to be from Africa, right?
Like how? What's her name? Married the prince from what's the island that she was at?
Look at that.
What's her name?
Yeah, see, he got on this. He got to be. I think he's African. Now that's a pretty dress, but my goodness, Portia.
Okay, I pray she's happy. You know, because she has some issues with.
They got too much stuff going on.
Maybe he's wealthy. Is he a prince or something?
I don't know. Is Portia Williams' husband a prince?
Y'all, if y'all know who he is.
But isn't that over the top?
Who this man? What
is this?
Simon Gobadia?
It's too much.
Oh, wow.
Is that what's his name?
Winans?
No, him. That's not what's his name, is it?
No. Who were you thinking? What's his name?
DDG.
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I don't think so. No.
See, you don't even know.
You don't. He's smaller than TD. TD's a little heavier than him.
Who's Baby Jakes? That what's his name? Always talking about
John Gray.
John Gray, Baby Jakes. What's his name?
Larry Reid calls him Baby Jakes.
But yeah, it's over the top.
Okay. Well, if he's a king or something or a prince, maybe he's very wealthy.
No. All right. Well,
she remind me of Lisa Ray. Marrying that guy. What's he was over the islands, one of those islands.
See, men wear this is like it's not called a dress, I'm sure.
Right, because he's from another country, so that's probably part of their wardrobe.
But if a guy wore that here, people will talk about him.
I don't know if they're having a wedding on the beach or they're having a theme wedding. They may not be. Okay.
Travel to his hometown, Nigeria.
Yeah.
Don't you love our clothes and colors and stuff?
Isn't what's her name on the Housewives of Potomac?
Nigerian.
Is she or Kenya? I think she's Kenya.
Oh, okay, Kenyan. Okay. But I love African clothes.
Okay, Portia. I ain't mad at you.
I love African clothes and I love the colors. Mm-hmm. Isn't that pretty? Mm-hmm. I love that. And I love what he had. I love that color. Like I love Africa.
I'm hoping that she settles down. You know.
I really do. When we went to Africa, I loved it.
And I'm praying that she's not one of many wives.
Well,
I don't know.
But when we went to Africa, I loved it.
Okay.
Didn't you love? I love Africa. It was something about, and walking it, when we got off the plane, I've never been any place where everybody was black.
That's how it was in Uganda.
It was so weird. I was like, everybody black.
When we went over there, that was when Obama was running.
No, he became president.
He became president. Yes, I'm sorry. He became president. They loved Obama.
Yeah.
In whatever part of Africa we were.
Well, remember, because his dad was African too.
Right.
So they felt like they was part of
Obama.
President.
Yes.
All right, so that was it. I was just wanted to talk about Nene welcoming her son home. Isn't that nice? Brett Favre.
What's back?
I keep talking about Brett Favre. Nobody talks about white football players that act up. So let's talk about them.
They hide that.
They hide this story.
That up.
Had to be on the Shade Room. You know they ain't gonna put it on major news.
CNN needs to be talking about this.
Brett Favre calls to be dropped from the Mississippi welfare lawsuit.
And why is that?
Retired NFL star and alleged welfare queen Brett Favre is calling out the Mississippi Department of Human Services and looking to be dropped from the scandalous lawsuit that made headlines earlier this year. The issue came to light back in September, and it's centered around recovering millions of dollars in misappropriated welfare funds. An audit suggested that wealthy Mississippi residents benefited from resources that were slated to go to impoverished families, and Brett's name was included in the lawsuit.
Okay.
He was specifically accused of helping to establish a $5 million volleyball net at the University of Southern Mississippi with misappropriated welfare funds.
Yes.
Additionally, Favre allegedly received another $1 million from Mississippi Community Education Center to cover his fundraising gigs.
Okay.
We should also note that the case is a civil matter and Brett hasn't been criminally charged with any wrongdoing.
Okay.
Brett puts blame on the MDHS. On Monday, Brett's attorney, Eric Hirschman, filed a motion to have his client dismissed from the lawsuit, according to the AP News. In the filing, Hirschman claimed that MDHS had and said it groundlessly and irresponsibly seeks to blame Favre for his own grossly improper and unlawful handing of welfare funds. He also implied that Brett was included in the matter only to help it gain more traction. So he's saying he shouldn't even be on here. What are you doing?
The volume.
Oh, he's saying he shouldn't even be on here.
No. He can't get off that easy. They need to continue. Let them investigate and do what they need to do. He needs to stay on there right now because he's involved in that whole thing. So no, Brett, you're not going to walk away from this. You got
to stay in there.
Until they say, oh, okay, Brett didn't have nothing to do with it. Let them do the investigation and find out. I can't believe he's trying to jump ship.
That's what I'm saying. He don't want to be associated with
it. Mr. Man.
So you got to stay on it. Hopefully they won't remove you.
That's what investigations are for.
Exactly.
To see if you are involved or not. If you're clear, they will let you know.
Exactly. So I just thought that was interesting that he's secretly trying to be taken off of it.
Come on, man.
Nope, you're staying on there, buddy. And if the Shade Room and any of us on social media have anything to do with it, you're staying on there.
Yep, keep it public.
Emerald says if he got any of the money, he needs to be included.
Yes.
Exactly, Emerald.
Any dime come your way.
Take him off of it.
No, how dare you?
So, and I don't like you anyway because you're Green Bay Packers. And we're Chicago, so no,
I know.
Right there, we don't like you, Brett Favre.
I'm sorry, Green Bay people. I was so glad y'all lost.
Can't stand the Green Packer. If you're a Packer fan,
what's his name? Broke his finger.
Understand, we're from Chicago.
Now
we don't like y'all.
Now I will admit this. I don't know why we digress. The new quarterback on the Green Bay Packers, a young black guy. I'm so glad he got to play.
Well, yeah.
Because with Aaron Rodgers, he never got to play. And he's a good player.
And even though he's playing.
Aaron, you broke your hand.
Right. Even though he's playing, I still don't care. He's on the wrong team.
I don't care, but he's still a good player. And I'm glad
this Sunday.
Yes.
Either Sunday or Thursday.
Yeah,
somebody look it up.
It's coming up.
And I hope we beat them. We have
even if we lost 18 games in a row, beat Green Bay.
And Chicago, I know Chicago sucks. I know that.
We got a
but
good
we
quarterback.
Finally got a good quarterback. So what is Chicago going to do?
Oh, they got to build the team around him.
They supposed to.
Yeah.
But guess what they're going to do?
Because that quarterback going to leave.
You're supposed to build the team around him, but guess what Chicago's going to do?
What Chicago going to do?
They're going to do nothing, and he's going to leave and go to another team and win.
He's breaking records already, even though they're losing.
So that's it. So Chicago wants to lose. The owners, that old lady is out of here. Chicago's gonna continue to lose.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Die-hard Chicago fans. I hate that we root for our team regardless, whether they win or lose.
There's some losers sometimes, but hey,
we still root for them. It was Chicago.
Yeah.
If you're from Chicago, you stick with Chicago. That's it.
Yeah.
You go down with the ship.
The Bears.
Emerald said Seattle sucks too, and we also got a new quarterback. You guys sure do.
Yeah. Y'all kind of crying though, because homeboy left, right?
Yeah. Him and his dancing wife, Sierra Russell. Sierra danced right out of Seattle.
We understand.
Yeah,
we understand.
But we'll see.
Okay.
All right, real quick. China's lockdown protests and rising COVID leaves. Is it Xi?
I don't know.
I butcher these names, guys. Xi Jinping with two bad options.
Xi, maybe.
I don't know. When protests erupted in China over the weekend, a social media post forwarded countless times quoted a former Chinese leader saying, "The people should be allowed to speak and encouraged to care about state affairs."
Okay.
I don't know if he think he in America, but he in China.
He may get crushed.
But you got to start somewhere. I guess these people...
He's going to be a martyr for all...
These are the ones that...
Speakers to
they
speak.
Start... You got to have over and over again...
They were trying
generations that just
They were trying
down.
to bring down LeBron James for his comment.
Thank you.
He made about China.
Several days of extraordinary street protests. Very rare. This is rare, but I don't think you people understand what's going on here.
Wow.
Extraordinary street protests in cities and universities across the country have highlighted with brutal clarity how unpopular China's dynamic zero COVID policy has become. Yeah. They still shut down cities. They shut down. If one person in your apartment complex get it, none of y'all can leave the apartment complex.
The numbers are
like they
up.
really shut down when they shut down.
Yeah.
But experts say the country is ill prepared to face the consequences of dropping those policies altogether and triggering a likely tsunami of COVID-19 cases. China is already grappling with a record outbreak. On Tuesday, it reported around 40,000 new cases. Guys,
it's still
COVID
out there.
Is not gone.
It's still out there. Anna from On The View just had it this past Thanksgiving. Whoopi had it the week before. We had a sorority sister pass away with it.
After first detecting the new coronavirus in 2019, China imposed the tight travel restrictions, mandatory mass testings, and broad surveillance, long forced quarantines, and sudden lockdowns in different cities. Details of enforcement have shifted over time, but the policy has largely remained in place throughout the pandemic, even as much as the rest of the world has moved on. I told you I'm torn between this because I feel like it's always going to be there, so you can't lock people up forever.
I know.
It's always going to be
people
here.
People can take their chances, and they can be optional to wear their mask.
I told everybody I'm Michael Jackson.
Because some people...
I'm always wearing a mask.
And here's the thing. I don't like when DeSantis did what he did. If a kid wants to wear their mask, if a parent wants to wear their mask,
tell them to take it off.
You don't dog people out for still wearing their mask.
And he told them to take it off.
I don't like that.
I told y'all DeSantis, y'all keep looking at Trump. DeSantis is worse than Trump.
And how do you know the people wearing their mask don't have health situations? Right. Come on, compromising health situations.
Y'all better
you gonna tell them to take that.
Y'all better be nervous about DeSantis. Emerald says they seal you in your home and put a notice on your door. Yes.
Yeah.
They don't play. But just like y'all remember, even back in the day, Japanese people and Chinese people was wearing masks.
Yeah, they were. Because
they'll come to this country and they'll have a mask on too.
The air was so polluted. And
I'm Michael Jackson in this mug. Y'all gonna always see me with a mask on.
I just don't like the fact that somebody
whether it helps or not.
You or makes you take them off. No, you can wear your mask anytime you want to.
Yeah. So that's the thing with China.
Okay, the numbers are building.
They have zero tolerance, but the protest is big right now because the people are tired. You can't lock them. That's why I told you I'm torn between this. You can't lock people down forever.
They have we don't realize how much freedom we have to the point where we don't even like listening to the government tell us to do certain things. Whereas this government is used to locking down, shutting you down, hiding you,
and they don't
moving you out. That country has always been like that. Our country is so free.
They don't play.
When we try to be like that, people will fight against you.
All right, so just a big quick mention. Y'all do know that the railroads are threatening to strike.
Yeah, they've been talking about that.
And I don't think people understand how big that is.
How much materials and contents is carried on our railroads.
Rail unions decry Biden's call for Congress to block strike. Businesses praise the plan. Rarely will you hear businesses praise a Democrat president. President Joe Biden was in the unusual position Tuesday of being praised by business interests and attacked by his normal allies in the labor movement after calling for Congress to move immediately to block a strike by more than 100,000 union members at the nation's freight railroads set for the end of next week. Normally, Democrats are for unions.
Yeah.
So for Biden to go along the side of the businesses, that's uncalled. That's not normal. The move was a serious setback for the unions, who say they needed the right to strike in order to get railroad management to negotiate over their major demand to give workers sick days that are not in current contracts. Wow. They say the railroads, many of which reported record profits last year, are enjoying even stronger profits this year and can afford to meet the union's demands.
Okay.
Biden said he is sympathetic to the union's demands, but he said a rail strike would cause too much economic damage and must be avoided. So are we finally getting a Democrat president who understands business?
Yeah, because he's saying that would cause a very big domino effect if that went on. So yeah.
I share workers' concern about the inability to take leave to recover from illness or care for a sick family member, he said in his statement. No one should have to choose between their job and their health or the health of their children. He said that the tentative deals that were rejected by rank and file members of the unions were good deals for the workers, even in the face of those concerns. They include 24% of wage increases over the 4-year life of the deal. The biggest pay increases won by the tentative deals in September when they were negotiated, and called them good deals for the rank and file members.
So what happened?
So that's it.
What happened?
You agreed back then. Stick with the deal that you agreed with.
Are they trying to muscle them for more?
They're trying to muscle for more. But finally, I think he wants to win because he doesn't want to lose again, going up against a Republican opponent.
Right.
That you can't keep making deals to benefit a few, and you end up hurting more people because you're trying to help a few.
Right.
So maybe the Democrats are getting it this time. I don't know. I'm not a Democrat or Republican.
Because of what we've been seeing, how true it is, it's a win situation still for majority.
Right.
So come on, let it go, you guys.
So we'll see. Are they reporting this on Fox News? Has anybody seen this on Fox News?
I think they've been talking about the railroad.
Let's see. I'm talking about what Biden did that was good.
Oh, no, they never talk about what he's done good. No. They didn't do that with Obama.
Thank you. Emerald says, killing you too. Yeah. Yep. I agree with the COVID thing.
Yep.
But I just thought I'd mention that. Okay. And then you want Donkey of the Day.
Gotta have it.
You always do Donkey of the Day. Charlemagne the God has Donkey of the Day on the Breakfast Club.
Oh, okay.
And today he gave it to Balenciaga. Okay. Remember we talked about Balenciaga having that controversial ad with young kids in bondage and all this other stuff and having child stuff, all kind of craziness. Yes. Balenciaga hits the producers of the controversial ad with a $25 million lawsuit. The suit was filed on the heels of an apology from the luxury fashion house for an ad featuring children posing with teddy bears that are dressed in what appears to be bondage gear. So Balenciaga, because everybody came down on Balenciaga, they're suing the ad people.
Oh, no,
They saying it's your fault. No. Now, you worked in advertising. I worked in advertising.
That advertising company, get you a lawyer, get you a good lawyer. Nothing goes across that Balenciaga company without a stamp of approval before the agency takes off and makes a commercial.
Thank you.
Who is the knucklehead in the Balenciaga company that says yes?
Somebody from Balenciaga signed off on it. Because I know working from advertising agency, and it was one of the biggest advertising agencies.
You were there when the Serena and her sister did an ad.
They came in and posed.
The gum.
And you worked for advertising. Yes. And I know that we couldn't do anything without the client signing off. And
in some situations, it was more than the one client. It was not just that client, but someone above them. Oh, no. Sometimes we had to wait for the main CEO to see it.
Yep.
Before they put a little sign off. And even go there when they do the commercials.
Exactly.
Stand with them.
Yep.
Balenciaga, you ain't gonna win this one.
And you also have to understand that although you may like something as the advertising agent, or you may have an issue with something, it doesn't matter. Your client is the one that makes the final decision.
Thank you.
So somebody from the ad agency might have said something. They might have been like, don't y'all think this a little bit too such and such?
Yeah.
And then Balenciaga might have said, no, we want to push the envelope. They just didn't know that they was going to that people was going to respond the way they did.
Bang.
So that's all that is.
Thank you. How dare you even come at them?
And going back to Kanye, I'm kind of sick of him because now he has so much to say about Balenciaga because they fired him. That they, they did this and they did that and look at what they doing. You didn't have no problem with them when you was wearing their clothes and you was working with them. And all of a sudden, you have a problem with them.
By the way, I didn't know.
And he don't have a problem with his people that's in his circle, some have have been accused of doing child stuff. So follow your own in crowd before you start talking about everybody else, Kanye.
Yes.
Speaking of which, we went to see The Glass Onion today. Kanye makes a cameo appearance. Well, that's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, that's all.
Don't tell the movie.
Okay.
Kanye makes a cameo appearance in The Glass Onion. I'm not going to talk about it. That's one movie we can't even talk about because you'll give spoilers away.
Oh God, yeah, it's
a whole mystery movie. So we can't even. Don't talk about it.
No, you found out it's part 2 to the first one.
Oh yeah. Knives Out or something, Knives or whatever that was. But yes. So we can't even talk about who's in the movie. We can't talk about nothing. But Kanye does make a cameo appearance and see if y'all can see him in the movie.
Okay.
All right. So Balenciaga gets the donkey of the day.
Yes, because I don't know where they're going with this lawsuit.
And that's how that was.
They had to do the okay for the ad to be done.
Exactly.
So
that was it. Okay. Did you have anything else?
All
right, y'all. We came on late today. We went to see The Glass Onion, and then we had some other stuff that we had to do. Yeah. I want us to try to be as close to our time that we can,
so we can be consistent.
Yeah. Emerald said, "Did he do well?" I can't say nothing. Y'all. Y'all will watch it. Either go to the movies or it comes on Netflix next week or something.
If you have Netflix.
Or December 13th, I think.
Netflix, you got to pay, don't you?
Yeah. Well, you have to pay to go to movies.
No. Netflix, you have to have that already paid for.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
But it does come on Netflix, I think December 13th or something. And it was good. I thought it was good. So it was good. That's all I
I suggested to see it. Now, she wants to see the menu.
I want to see the menu, and I want to see the one with Santa Claus killing people.
Yeah, we're going to see that.
Violent Night or something? I want to see that too. So, not going to see Emancipation. Is that what it's called?
Emancipation.
I'm not going to see
I don't like slave movies. I don't care.
We never went to go see Emmett Till.
My mom wanted to at first, and then she changed her mind. So you got to remember, people who lived in those days and that time, they're kind of like, not the emancipation, because those people not living. But I'm just saying, my grandmother was back then in emancipation.
If you still living during slavery,
Emmett Till is what I'm saying.
Right.
My mom was, they heard on the news, and she don't want to go see that.
Well, remember what's his name's movie? Jordan Peele. Is it Jordan Peele? The movie with Jonelle, the one we just saw with Onion thing. Those people were slaves, and they thought slavery was still around. Remember that movie? What was that movie? With Janelle Monáe?
I didn't go see it.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. The people were still living on it now.
Oh,
they still made them think that it was
they were slaves.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. What movie is that? What's her name? Monáe. Janelle Monáe. Keep talking.
Movies. Was that because his movies tend to be in La La Land? He'll take you to imaginary.
Annabella. Yeah,
Annabella. I remember. I didn't see that movie.
Annabella,
because they thought they were still slaves, right?
They thought they were still. And she woke up, and they brought her over there.
Yes,
and behind there, and they was like, "Where's she from?" She was from here.
Yeah, regular. Going to slave time.
And they broke out, and it was a theme park. Remember, they was actually in a theme park.
You saw the whole movie?
You didn't see it?
No.
Yeah. No. Lionsgate Antebellum, a psychological horror film about a black woman forced into modern day chattel slavery.
Did she get out?
Ends with its heroine, Veronica Eden, played by Janelle Monáe, riding triumphantly out of the Civil War reenactment park where she'd been held against her will.
Wow. Can you imagine being free now
and going
back and to be forced to live back then?
Wasn't that a good movie?
That would probably have to take me out, y'all.
All right, so that was it for that one. Okay. All right, take you out.
Yes.
No, you got to be like some of them other brothers. I wish I was back there.
No, I would be like Kunta Kinte. What's your name?
No, I wouldn't. They wouldn't have to hit me.
Kunta Kinte. It's Toby.
No, they hit him.
Toby.
No, they hit him more than once.
I know, but they would have to kill me.
No.
Yeah.
No, I would. My name would be Toby. You can rise the thing up.
You
Toby.
know what? Would you say my name?
Toby.
Is? Yeah. Okay. Toby.
I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right. Which is it?
Toby.
I'll be asking them. Am I pronouncing? Is it the right way? You want me to say it?
Toby?
You want me to say Toby or Toby? How you want me to say it?
That's my name.
All right, that's my
name.
Then I plot when I'm not around them and stuff. But when I'm there, whatever you want me to say, I'll say it.
Gosh.
All right, y'all. That's it. Before we get pulled off the air.
No.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Always believe. Check out our page on Facebook with products that we sell. Mm-hmm. And also check out our new page on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Relax and Sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Woods, Relax, Sleep.
Relax,
sounds.
Relate, Release.
I could probably name it something else, but right now that's the name of it.
Okay.
All right, and that was another Woods Report. See you later.